And this is the Fusion Applications homepage. This is the Fusion Applications homepage. Okay. And let us get into the modules that we will be covering during this training. Product management. Okay. And also I'll give you overview of these modules as well. Okay. So what we do in the product management. Okay. The product management is nothing but to configure the products. But to define the products, we need a couple of configurations like item unit of measures, item statuses, item lifecycle phases, item relationships, and item categories. Okay, so all the item related configurations. Okay, anything related to the product, all the item related configurations, I'm going to set up from the product management. Okay, whereas if you compare with EBS, so we do everything in the inventory. In the inventory itself, we define unit of measures and we define relationship, cross references, item statuses, and item templates, item categories. Everything we do it in the inventory in case of EBS. But in Fusion, we do it from the product management. Item categories and item unit of measures, item statuses, item lifecycle phases, everything, every item related setup, we do it from the product management. Okay. And also we create items in the product management itself. Okay. And here in this participant list, anyone is not having EBS knowledge?
Yeah, I don't have, this is Rahul Krishna, so I don't have EBS knowledge.
Okay. But I think, okay, you're a user, right? End user, right? Business user?
No. I'm not end user.
May I know your background? I mean,
basically, I'm into RMS. RMS, right? Retail merchandise system. So
okay.
Yeah, it's a B2C actually. So
okay. So do you handle any application during your?
Yeah. Since 10 years, I'm into this EBS because my team handling the EBS all those things actually. This SCM, finance, and all those things. I have good knowledge of finance.
Okay.
In EBS, but functionally or technically, I don't have any knowledge on SCM.
Okay.
But anyway, I know the terminology and all those things.
Okay.
Because every day I will listen, in the meetings actually regarding
okay.
this SCM. So I can follow. That is not a problem. So you don't consider me. So you can carry on.
Okay. Thanks so much, Ram.
Yeah. Thank you.
So depending upon the participant list, I'm going to change my way of explanation. Okay. And all the item related configurations setups, we do it from the product management. And items also created from the product management itself. Okay. And when you need not to buy a license for product management. Okay. So it is not that you have to buy an extra module license. Okay. So product management module can be considered as a common module. Like if you're implementing supply chain management, we create employees, right? But the employees has to be created from the HRMS module. But HRMS module is a common module for employee creation, for jobs creation, position creation. It's a common module. We can use it. In the similar way, product management is also a common module. If you're taking license for order management, or if you're taking license for procurement, okay, so product management is a common module. Okay, the common features you can use. Okay, but to use in-depth features, you need license for product management. Basic features you can use, but in-depth features, if you want to use, you need a license. Okay, the features are nothing but generally you create item. Okay, for that item you can also enforce approval process. Okay, and you can also set up like item request. Okay, there is a functionality called a new item request. That new item request is nothing but I need some item, I'm going to request, and that request will follow certain approval process. After the approval process only, that item will get active in the system. Okay, so that kind of features and functionalities are available from product management, but to use those functionalities and features, you have to have a license. You have to have a separate license for product management. Okay, and one of the beauty of this module is the product management module. The product management module, you can create at a time 99 items. You can create at a time 99 items. Okay, whereas if you compare with EBS, in EBS at a time you can create one item, but here you can create at a time 99 items. You can create max 99 items you can create at a time. Okay, and inventory, what happens in the inventory model? Okay, so the inventory model, we just only perform the transactions in Fusion. We just only perform the transactions in the inventory model. Okay, the transactions are nothing but miscellaneous issue, miscellaneous receipt, sub inventory transfer, movement request, inter-org transfer, cycle counting, physical counting, minimax planning, replenishment methods, item serial management, item lot management. Okay, so all the inventory movement related transactions we perform from the inventory. Okay, in the inventory model, you don't set up anything. You just perform the transactions. You just move the material from here and there. That's it. And also you are going to count the stock counting. Okay, regularly you check the stock, how much stock is available in the warehouse and how much is available in the physically, and you compare. So that kind of concepts are called as cycle counting and physical counting, the stock comparison between the system and physical quantity. Okay, and managing the serial and lot numbers for the items. So everything we did from the inventory model. Okay, any questions so far?
Haribabu here.
Yeah.
While creating the item, you said 99 items at a time you are going to create, right? So you are
Yes,
going
yes.
to give as manually, or you are going to upload a file?
Yeah, there are two processes are there. Okay, so you can create manually, or you can also do upload process. When you're doing the upload process, there is no limit.
Okay.
Okay, but when you're creating manually, 99 items you can create at a time.
Oh.
Hey, Krishna, this is Srikanth.
Yes, Srikanth.
So whatever you're saying now, is it that we should take a notes, or you have a specific point of what you say, material what you supply?
Not required. I am just giving a high-level overview of the modules. Okay, so these are all we'll be discussing during our training. Okay, I'm just giving an introduction to all the modules. Okay, what you are going to learn and how these modules are different from EBS. Okay, so we find some difference right now from the product management inventory. So at a high level, I'm explaining that we are going to execute everything during our training, and also this video is also available for your reference in the future. Okay. Give me a moment, I'll close the doors. I'm getting a lot of noise from outside. And from the procurement suite, okay, so from the procurement suite, these are the 5 models that I'll be covering. And from the purchasing model, I mean, the procurement level, in the procurement suite and procurement modules, there is no major change when you compare with EBS to Fusion. So almost it is similar, like 90% it is similar, there is no change. Okay, financials and procurement, it is similar to the EBS only, the Fusion product. Okay, and in the purchasing model, we create purchase orders to the suppliers, and we create purchase agreements against suppliers, contract purchase agreements. Okay, and ASL setup, and so that kind of activities that we from the purchasing model. And this is nothing but procurement in EBS. So where the preparers are going to create requisitions, okay, the request for the material, and that will go to the purchase model, and buyers are going to process those requisitions to convert into purchase orders. Okay, and supplier portal is nothing but it's a portal which is given to our suppliers. It is a portal and access given to our suppliers. Our suppliers can track the orders that is created. Our suppliers can track the orders that are created by us, and they can acknowledge to our orders. Okay, suppose you create a purchase order to supplier. Okay, and our supplier can log into this system and can acknowledge, okay, yes, I'm okay with the quantity and price and the delivery date and the payment terms also, I'm okay with that. Okay, the supplier can acknowledge. or supplier can reject also from the supplier portal. Okay, it is a portal access which is given to our suppliers, where our suppliers can view the orders created to them. Okay, and they can acknowledge the orders, and they can also generate invoice from the supplier portal system itself. They can generate invoice and they can send us to us. Okay, and sourcing model, it comes in during the bidding process. Okay, while you are identifying the best supplier or better supplier for a product. Okay, so suppose you have a requirement to buy laptops in your company. Okay, and there are plenty of suppliers outside in the market available, like Lenovo, Dell, Samsung. Okay, and you can actually bid with them. You can actually bid with them, and you will be receiving the responses, quotations from them. From Lenovo, you receive a response or quotation, and from Dell, you receive a response or quotation. You will be receiving multiple quotations from the market, and you will be identifying which is the best quotation. Okay, and you have an agreement with the supplier to for the order. For the business, you have an agreement with that supplier. Okay, so that bidding process will be covered under the sourcing model, like creating RFQ and receiving the quotations from the suppliers and identifying the best quotation and awarding the best supplier. Okay, so all this happens from the sourcing model. Okay, and procurement contracts. Procurement contracts, it's a contract that is created between the company and the vendors, nothing but suppliers. Okay, we have an agreement with our suppliers for a certain duration. Okay, so this is the duration, and in this duration, these are the items that I'm going to buy, and this is the price, and these are the certain terms and conditions. These are the certain terms and conditions. Okay, the terms and conditions, it has many things. Okay, many things is nothing but, suppose if the delivery get delayed by the supplier, what happens? If the payment get delayed by company, what happens? Okay, and what kind of late payment charges are there, or what kind of interest charges are there, or if the product is damaged, what happens? Or during the shipping time, due to some other natural calamity issues, the stock has damaged, what happens? Okay, so that kind of general terms and conditions, insurance related terms and conditions, and export compliance terms and conditions, payment related terms and conditions, delivery related terms and conditions. Okay, so all those kinds of terms and conditions you have to prepare. Okay, so we need not to prepare, actually you need to ready the system. Those terms and conditions are prepared by the legal department. The legal department, they prepare and they give it to you, and you need to, according to the terms and conditions given by the legal department, you have to create them in the system. Okay, a legal advisor or a legal department has to prepare these terms and conditions. Okay, so they give us the data and we need to make the system ready. Okay, when you created a contract with so and so terms and conditions, you can use that contract with your supplier. Okay, so how to build the contracts using terms and conditions, and how this contract will be prepared for a supplier, and how we can send it to the supplier, and how we both are going to come into the mutual agreement, that I'll be covering in the procurement contracts module. Okay, and so coming to the order management. For order management, these are the supporting modules. Okay, so from the order management, we take the orders from the customers. Okay, so before you take the orders from the customers, either our sales team will interact to our customers, they take the order from our customer, they send that order to us, and we enter in the system. Okay, so that process also happens in the background. Okay, so let us take, once you get a sales order from the customer. Okay, so you have to deliver the goods to the customer. Okay, and to perform all these transactions, all these cycles, in the background, you have to do certain setups and configurations. Okay, when you do certain setups and configurations, then only the system will be ready to create a sales order in the system, to ship the sales order from the system. Okay, so all those setups and configurations I'll be explaining in this training. Okay, And in the order management, coming to the cycles, standard sales order, nothing but where you ship the stock to customer from our warehouse. And dropship sales order. Dropship sales order is nothing but you take the order, but you ask your supplier to deliver the goods to your customer. Okay, nothing but you are not shipping from your warehouse. You are asking your supplier to deliver the product directly to the customer. That process is called as dropship process. And back-to-back sales order and RMA, returns to the returns from the customers, and internal material transfer. Okay, so that cycles I'll be covering. And to support this order management, there is a model called GOP, Global Order Promising. What Global Order Promising does? Okay, Global Order Promising, it is going to collect the supply and demand. It is going to collect the supply and demand, and according to the collected data, it is going to automatically give a schedule ship date onto the sales order. What is the schedule ship date? The schedule ship date is nothing but we are planning to deliver the goods to the customer on so and so date. Okay, how system will be identifying that schedule ship date? The schedule ship date system will be identifying according to the data that is collected by the GOP system. Okay, Global Order Promising System. The Global Order Promising System, it will collect the demand and it will collect the supply, and it will automatically plan the availability date for the sales order to be shipped. Availability date for the sales order to be shipped. Okay, so how the data is collected and what are the configurations that has to be set up from GOP, I'm going to cover. And the distributor order orchestration, in short, this is also called as DO. This model is also called as DO. Okay, this is also called as DO. And the distributor order orchestration, you can compare with EBS workflow. Okay, so this distributor order orchestration, it is going to control the actions that are happening on the sales order. Like if you are creating a standard sales order, I think somebody got unmuted. Thanks for muting again. Okay. So in the distributor order orchestration, when you are creating a sales order, it's going to call sales order orchestration. When you are creating written orders, the system will be calling written orchestration. Okay, so depends upon the type of sales order that you are creating, system will call that respective orchestration process. When you are creating a standard sales order, it will call standard orchestration process. When you are calling RMA, it will call RMA orchestration process. When you are creating ship only order, just ship only. We don't want to bill the customer because we are sending the samples to the customer. When you're sending samples to the customer, you should not bill. In such case, system will call ship only orchestration. Okay, when sometimes the customer will be taking the services, we are not shipping it. Okay, in such case, system will be calling bill only orchestration process. Okay, it is similar to the workflow in the EBS. Okay, and I'll be showing here what are the seeded orchestration processes are there. Okay, and how we can create new orchestration process that I'll be covering in this module. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, and pricing. Okay, from the pricing module, okay, so we enter the price for each customer. Okay, suppose let us take a laptop. Okay, this is a Dell laptop. For end users, I sell it for 35,000, but for distributors I sell it for 30,000 only. 30,000, and for end customer it is 35,000, and for distributor customers it is 30,000 only. Okay, I'm a Dell manufacturer. Let us take I'm a Dell manufacturer. Okay, so distributor is also my customer, and end customer is also my customer. For end customer, I'll be charging 35,000. For my distributors, I'll be charging 30,000 only. Okay, so that selling prices can be entered in the pricing module. Okay, so there might be multiple scenarios are here. Okay, the price can be specific to the customer. Okay, the price can be specific to the ordered quantity. Suppose if the customer is ordering 1 quantity, then price is so and so. If the customer is ordering 10 quantity, then price is so and so. Okay, so that kind of different scenarios, and how to define price list, and what are the configurations that is required, that gets covered under pricing module. Okay. And coming to the license of these modules, okay, in the procurement suite, if you don't want to implement all these modules, I don't want any contracts, any terms and conditions with my supplier, and I don't want all these modules, you can also buy only purchasing module license. You can also buy only sourcing module license or only procurement module license. Any one of these module you can buy, okay, or you can buy complete suite itself, okay. And coming to order management, if you are buying order management license, these three automatically comes. You need not to buy license for pricing or distributor order orchestration and GOP. It will automatically comes these modules. Okay. And coming to the costing, okay, costing also I should cover in the SCM, because the period close process, it happens in the costing module only. Okay. Whereas in case of EBS, we have periods in inventory, and we have periods in PO module, okay. But in Fusion, there are no periods in inventory and there are no periods in PO, okay. Only periods are in the costing, only costing periods are there, okay. You have to close the periods in the costing module, okay. So I'll be covering the costing module, whatever the transactions that are happening in all these modules. Before it get posted to the ledger, it will come to the costing module. First, it will come to the costing module. Okay. From the costing module, it get posted to the ledger. Okay. So the costing is completely changed. The costing and order management both are completely changed. I would say costing is completely changed. And when you compare order management is like 60% changed with EBS. Okay. It is the flavor is completely different here, because you see here there is no workflow. Here. It's a distributor order orchestration. Okay. And what is this GOP? We don't know what is GOP in EBS. Nothing but for SCM GOP we don't know. For value supply chain planning anyway, planning and all will come into the picture. But SCM, it's not required GOP. Okay. So that's why the order management almost it is changed, and whereas costing it is completely changed. Okay. In the costing model, how we set up the costing model in terms of standard costing, average costing, okay, and how we can load item costs, okay, and how we can push the transactions from different module to costing, and how we can generate the distribution entries from the costing module, and how to get posted to the ledger, that I'm going to cover in this module. I'll be covering in this module. Okay. And apart from these modules, okay, the data migration is nothing but this is really useful during the implementation. Okay. When you're implementing a project, okay, already the client is using some legacy system, and suppose a simple example, just wanted to understand everyone. Let us take the client so far is using Tally. Okay. The Tally is having the invoices information, receipt information, payment information, and everything. Okay. The history of record information, it is available in the Tally. The client has moved to financials now. The client has moved to Oracle. Now the data is available in the Tally. We need to bring to the Oracle also. Okay. To bring the data, you can use the template process. What kind of data we bring? We bring the data of existing suppliers, existing customers, existing items. Okay. And we also bring the history of GL balances for 3 years or 2 years, and currently pending invoices you need to bring, and currently pending payments you need to bring. Okay. So all this data which is lying in the legacy system, is nothing but a Tally here. Okay. Tally here. From the Tally system, you need to bring the data to the Oracle. Okay. To bring the data to Oracle, there is a predefined templates are available. Okay. Nothing but a kind of an Excel sheet. Okay. So you have to fill up the data into that Excel sheet, and that Excel sheet you can upload to Fusion application. Okay. The templates are available to upload customer information, supplier information, item information, price list information, and sourcing rules, sourcing assignments, and open purchase orders, open sales orders, open and agreements information, open invoices, open receipts, open payments, supplier details, supplier bank accounts, and on hand. Okay, so all these are the data related activities that need to be bring from the legacy system to the Fusion application. Okay.
Oh, so do you mean to like item can be imported directly using file-based import process?
Yes, yeah.
So this is another way of item import. So you said that item import so items can be created at a time 99. So this has any limitation for this, or it normally goes all
For template based upload, there is no limitation. Okay, you can upload the bulk data. Okay, but generally what happens is we don't import too many records. Like suppose if there are 1 lakh records are there, you don't upload 1 lakh records at a time. Okay, you will be doing in a chunks, small chunks, nothing but 4 times, 25,000 records one time, and just validate whether they loaded properly or not, and again load another 25,000 records and load another 25. That will also give you the flexibility to troubleshoot if any errors are there, and also it will not lead performance issues. Okay, so when there is bulk data is there, huge data is there, better to divide into small chunks, and better to create not single spreadsheet. Okay, create 4 spreadsheet and upload the data. Okay. Yeah.
Krishna, is there any Oracle recommendation to have the maximum records in the file in one file in FBDA process?
Maximum recommendation, it's not like that. Oracle was not specified like you have to keep these many records. It's not like that. Okay, it is the way that we are handling smartly the application, that's it. But there is no limitation like you have to only keep 25,000 records only or 30,000 records only. The Oracle is not recommending like that.
Okay, that's fine. Then totally based on our requirement, we can load.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And there is a concept called rapid implementation. This rapid implementation is nothing but the company structure. The company structure is nothing but since Ravi is also there, sometimes I use layman language, not professional technical language I don't use for his understanding. So once we 4 to 5 classes are there completed, then he will be able to cope up with along with us. Okay, that's why sometimes I use layman language. Okay, when you are creating company structure in the system, the company structure, nothing but how many entities that we are having. Okay, how many inventory organizations that we are having, how many warehouses that we are having. When you are setting up that details in the system, you can set up manually, or you can also set up using a spreadsheet process. Using a spreadsheet process, nothing but Excel. Okay, where you can download the file from the Oracle site, and you can just fill the details in the Excel sheet, and you upload that Excel sheet into the application. Okay, so that Excel sheet will be creating your organization structure, multi-org structure. Nothing but in Fusion that is called as enterprise structure. It will create legal entities, ledgers, chart of accounts, and business units, and enterprise. Enterprise is nothing but business group. Okay, so using rapid implementation procedure, you can set up multi-org structure, okay, using a Excel sheet instead of creating manually. Okay, so this is really important when you are loading chart of accounts data. This is really important when you are loading chart of accounts, because the chart of accounts are many: material account, cash account, rent account, payable account, receivable account, return earnings account. Okay, stock account. There will be plenty of accounts are there in the company. Okay, so you cannot manually go and create those accounts. Okay, so that can be uploaded here. Using rapid implementation process. Okay, so this concept will be more widely used by financial consultants, because chart of accounts will be created by financial consultants. Okay, so for them this concept is really useful. For them, this concept is really useful. Okay, a rapid implementation procedure. Okay. And coming to the reporting, okay, so being a function, I mean, and one more point adding to the file-based upload. Okay, so whereas in case of EBS, this upload process will be taken care by a technical consultant. Okay, mostly it is technical consultant. Okay, but in Fusion, functional consultant can take care of this data migration. Okay, you can take care of item upload, supplier upload, customer upload, open sales order, open purchase orders upload. You can take care of it. Okay, because what happens is Oracle has given the templates. Okay, let us take Oracle has given a template to upload items, a template to upload item. Okay, that template you should understand that template, because item properties are many: stockable item, shippable item, invoiceable item, and item categories. There are many properties are there for the item. Okay, that template you have to study. Okay, and after studying the template, you have to give the template to the business to enter the details into the template. You have to explain how to fill the data into the template. They cannot simply keep the data here and there. You should follow a certain process. Okay, in item column they has to enter item name. In item description column they have to enter description. Okay, in the stockable, yes or no they has to select. Okay, invoiceable, yes or no they has to select. Whether the product is returnable, yes or no they has to select. Like that they has to select all the item properties. Okay, you have to explain that template to users. Okay, to explain the template to the users, you have to study the template. Okay, and once the data is loaded by users, business, you have to validate whether they have loaded the data properly or not, or they did any mistake or not. Okay, and it's what is the next step? The next step is to upload. You have to upload the template into the application. Okay, so we can do it. Okay, if you are giving this work to technical consultant, what technical consultant is going to do? The technical consultant is going to just upload the template. That's it. He will not do anything. But everything that you are doing, you are studying the template, you are trying the users, and you're asking them to load the data. When they give you back the file, you are validating whether the file is proper or not. What technical consultant is doing? Technical consultant is just uploading the data. That's it. Okay, so that you can do it itself. Okay, so that's why in Fusion, data migration mostly taken care by functional consultant. Okay, the involvement of technical consultants are less. And OTBI reporting, being a functional consultant, we can also prepare small reports. Okay, so this is called as Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence. This is nothing but if you go to this page, there is a dashboard. Available. In the dashboard, you will see subject areas: procurement subject area, inventory subject area, order management subject area. Okay, and if you click on that subject area, you can choose what data you want. Suppose you want a purchase order information. Okay, you want to build a report on purchase order. What you can do? You can go to purchasing subject area, and you can drag PO headers all table, PO lines all table, and item related tables and supplier related tables. You can drag the tables from those relative subject areas. Okay, when you drag those tables to the subject to the dashboard, what happens is automatically the system will generate a SQL script in the background. Okay, you just need to drag and drop the tables that you want in the report, the table data that you want in that report. Okay, when you're dragging and drop the tables from the subject area to the dashboard, automatically the system will generate a script, SQL script. Okay, that means without writing SQL script manually, you can drag and drop the tables, so the system will automatically generate a report. Okay, but using this concept, we can build small reports, not complex reports. You cannot write more joins here. Okay, and you will be building a small reports here, only small reports. Okay, So how to build those reports I'll also cover during the training. Okay, and other than these concepts, there is something called functional setup manager. The functional setup manager is nothing but before you start any model implementation like procurement or financials or planning or manufacturing, any model implementation, you need to ready with the basic configuration. The basic configuration is nothing but project creation and all. Okay, so the project creation that happens in the functional setup manager. Okay, so what are the other things that we do from the functional setup manager also I'll explain. Okay, this functional setup manager model is common to everybody. If you're a financial consultant or SM consultant or SM consultant, for everybody, functional setup manager is common. Okay, and the tables, what are the tables are there? Tables list for every model, and what are the pre-built reports are there? What are the pre-built reports are there? Okay, let us take an example. In order management, in Fusion, especially in order management, there is no single report also. In Fusion, there is no single report also. No report available in order management. No seeded report available. If you want anything, you have to build it. You have to develop it. Okay. Why Oracle has removed reports in the order management? Because if you open order management page, okay, it will show you the I'm moving to the order management. It will show you the analyticals on the page itself. Look at here. These are the analyticals it is trying to show. Nothing but what are the orders are in back order, what are the orders are in hold, what are the orders are in error, what are the orders are past due, late by 14 days, late by 3 days. And yeah, this kind of dashboard analyticals are given in the order management. That's why Oracle removed all the seeded reports from order management. There are no seeded reports, anything you have to build. Okay, so this kind of implementation catchy points also I'll be explaining. Okay, so we suppose if the customer is asking for some reports from the order management, you cannot immediately, if you don't know this, you cannot immediately tell. What you do first, you go to the application, you verify any reports are there or not, then only you'll be able to answer to the user. Okay, but during this training I'll be explaining all those things. Okay, I'm explaining now. There are no reports in order management, there are no seeded reports, so you can directly tell to the customer only this dashboard analyticals are there. Okay, if they are okay with this, that's fine. Otherwise, if they need any other report on top of this, you have to customize, you have to develop it. Okay, so what are the seeded reports available on each model? I have the list. I'm going to give that list to you, and I'll be explaining the list as well. And implementation methodology, which is OEM, that I'll be covering. Okay, and how to handle service account. The service account is nothing but from the service account we can handle our schedules, nothing but our upgrade schedules, our refresh schedules, production to test refresh, or upgrade schedules, or you want to buy any extra license, you can use this service account to handle them. Okay, and suppose if I just explain you just 5 minutes, last 5 minutes, just explain you the overview of the application. Okay, so I'll be explaining from the login page itself. When you buy a license from Oracle, you will receive 2 environments from Oracle. Just only 2 environments. One is test and prod. Okay, test URL link and production URL link. Test URL link and production URL link. That's it. Only test and prod. Only 2 environments. Okay, and if you want extra environment, you can buy. You have to buy. It's on demand. If any additional instances required, it's extra cost. It's on demand. Okay, so After receiving either test or production URL, okay, you'll be giving a username and password. By using that username and password, you have to log into the system. You have to log into the system. Okay, this is what the home page. You have to give the username and password, and then click on sign in. Okay, and Oracle will be giving a super account. Suppose if I'm buying license from Oracle, Oracle will be giving an account on my name, one account on my name, and Oracle will also give another account called FA admin. Oracle will also give another account called FA admin. FA admin is nothing but Fusion Applications Administrator. Fusion Applications Administrator. Okay. So when you buy a license from Oracle will be giving two accounts. One is on my name, and another one is nothing but the predefined user, that is called FA admin, Fusion Application Administrator. Okay. By logging to any of these accounts, you can create the sub accounts. You can create sub accounts, nothing but who will be working under that project, who are the consultants working under that project. Okay, the sub accounts can be created. Okay, and I'm logging to the system, and by default English language is available. Suppose if you are a customer from Korea, okay, and you want Korean language, okay, because Koreans are not perfect in English. They prefer their local language, so you can see Korean. You can select the language. You can click on sign in. This is a language specific application. Okay, so look at here. This is the Korean language. Okay, and when you buy a license from Oracle, Oracle will give the application by default in English language only. Okay, and if you want other languages, then you have to create Oracle SR to install language packages in your environment. Okay, they will be installing language packages in your environment. Okay, you can specify which language that need to be installed. Okay, once that language package is installed, then you can use that language to log into the application. I mean, you can see the choices like this. Okay, if the language package is not installed, then you don't see the choice like this. By default you just see English only. Okay, and that's it from my side for today. And today I just gave a high level overview of what I will be covering during this training, and about the licensing part also I have covered, and tomorrow I'll continue with the rest of the concepts. Okay, I'm stopping the recording. If you have any questions, you can ask me for another 10 minutes. Okay.